Do you think that you're toxic? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And some of y'all know why we're here, because we were on live and we were doing questions. We were doing a Q&A, and the questions got so good that I was like, this is something that I think we should do for YouTube, because these questions are more personal, they're more relatable. They're just some of the best questions y'all have ever asked, because sometimes y'all ask the same questions over and over again, and I'll be like, Lord, can I get some good questions? These are the kind of questions that I think, especially because all of us are young, all of us are, you know, all over the place. These are good questions. So let's get into this Q&A. We're gonna get down. We're gonna be real, we're gonna be raw, we're gonna be uncut, but it's gonna be for the best. Okay. The first question is, with all the negativity people throw at you, you still be yourself. How? So for me, what I have learned over the years, or what I'm more so learning now, is if I have this many people who love me, and I mean, it's even bigger than this, but if I stretch too far, you won't see my hands. If I have this many people who love me, and this many people who dislike me, I would be doing myself an injustice to only focus on this many. When there's this many people, I would be doing the people who love me an injustice to only focus on this when there's this much love. So that's how I look at it. I don't look at the negative. I try to look at the positive. How dare I be so oblivious to all the love that I get and all the love that I'm shown, to only focus on this group of people who dislike me. That's it. That's really simple. You gotta focus on the love, because it's more love. It's more love than there is hate in the world. And I know that it sometimes may not feel like it, or you might get discouraged and forget it, but there is more love than there is hate in the world. So if you choose to focus on the hate, it'll consume you. If you choose to focus on the love will consume you. So I focus on the people who love me, and the people who love me make me want to be myself. They bring out my best self. They bring out the best parts of me. Now this group of people who dislike me, they bring out the ugly side of me that I don't want, that I don't like. So I focus on these people that bring out my best qualities. So that's how I stay true to myself for me. Because I don't get a lot of negativity. Maybe I don't see it all, but I feel like I get too much love. I don't see it most of the time. Like, some people think I see it and I don't, because I'm too busy focusing on all the love I get. So focus on the abundance, not this small of a portion. Like, y'all are itty bitty ants to this big old pride of people who love me. What the hell? I can't focus on. I would be stupid to just focus on that. So focus on the people who love you, not on the people who don't, because 9 times out of 10, if you're a good person, the amount of people who love you are always going to be greater than the people who don't. How important is it, and I think this is a really good question because y'all like to call me toxic. How important is it to make sure that you are setting a good example for your followers? It's not that important to me, to be honest, but here's why for me. I am 25, I'm getting ready to be 26. I'm a young mom who has made more mistakes than most, who is still gonna continue to make some mistakes, because that's life, and I think that mistakes are the way we learn. So it's not that it's not important for me to set a good example for you guys, but it's more important for me to learn and to be myself and to, you know, not feel like I can't make mistakes because I'm being watched, or not feel like I can't be myself because I'm being watched, because that's why ultimately most of you fell in love with me. That's why this big group of people love me. Y'all are not here to follow in my footsteps either, because what works for me may not work for you guys, and some of our stories are completely different. We're from completely different sides of the world. We're completely different ages. So where I am may not be where you are right now, but when you get where I am, I hope that, you know, you can look at some of my stuff and be like, okay, she made this mistake and then she turned it into this. Or so I hope I can help you guys avoid certain problems, but it's not that important to me to set a good example, because, you know, that takes away from my growth and my learning. I'm trying to set a good example for my son and for myself. And then with that, I think you guys can piggyback and you can learn from my mistakes. I'll always be open with you guys, and I'll always be as honest as I can be. And we're gonna do it like that. Sorry, it's a lot of questions, y'all. Somebody said, would you rather never age physically or mentally? I would rather not age physically, and not because I'm scared to get old, but because I think if I stopped aging mentally right now, I wouldn't be satisfied with where I am, because I still think that I have a lot of growing up to do, and I have a lot to learn still. But physically, I'd be okay if I look like this forever. But I would not be okay if mentally this is where I was stuck, or even like 5 years from now, if that's where I was stuck mentally. I think because what's in here is what makes you beautiful. And I'm not saying that to be corny, but you had some beautiful girls with nasty attitudes and just stuck up and just mean. And it makes them, you know, you'll look at a girl and you'll be like, wow, she's so beautiful, but her attitude is so nasty, or however, you know, you want to say it or describe it. But definitely I will always want to progress mentally, because if I was stuck where I am mentally right now, I wouldn't be satisfied. And I think everybody should always want to age mentally. Do you believe in love at first sight? I did. For a second, I did. I did believe that you can see someone and you can just fall in love. I did. I fell for somebody very hard. At the minute I saw them, I knew that I was gonna have a kid with them. I knew that I wanted, you know, I never looked at a guy and was like, this is the person for me, and I did. And I think it's possible, but I think that you should take your time. There's no rush. I mean, life is not guaranteed to us, but there's no rush. There's no rush to do anything. It's just take your time, learn the person. Because yeah, you can fall in love with what you see on the outside, but like I just said, to piggyback off the mental thing, it's always gonna be here what sticks out to people the most. You know, you can be the most beautiful person, you can be the most beautiful man, but once somebody learns what's in here and they don't like it, that's all they're gonna see. So I do believe in love at first sight, but love is deeper than what's on the surface. What makes a good man to you? For me, I think a caring man, you know? I think that we have gotten so warped to think that a man is just a provider, or a good man is just a man that takes care of you. And that's not the case. I think a man that is there for you in every way possible, mentally, physically, emotionally, and that's a caring person. Is as long as you are a caring man, you're a good man. You have to care about people. People need to be taken care of. People's feelings need to be taken into consideration at all times. And I think a lot of men, you know, it's unfortunate, but a lot of them are very for self. And yeah, just a caring man, somebody who cares about other people. Yeah, that's a good man, because a man that cares about you is going to have all those qualities. Is going to open the door for you. He's going to buy you random flowers, because it's just what you do when you care for somebody. So a caring man is a good man. Let's see what else we got. Do you think that you're toxic? I see this a lot, y'all, and what I will say is that I am my best self when I'm loved properly, when I'm around people who genuinely love me and who genuinely take care of me. And I definitely think when I'm not being loved properly, I tend to act out, but it's more of, I think it's more of a defense mechanism than it is just me being toxic. It's how I feel like I'm defending myself. You know, when you feel attacked, or when anybody feels attacked, they tend to act out. And I definitely think that I act out a little differently than most people. I haven't quite learned how to control myself. I'm learning. It's a learning process, which is why I said I would never want to be stuck mentally where I am. But I think I do have toxic ways, but I'm a product of being mishandled. I was very mishandled, and that's the simplest way to put it without going completely into details. And I think it caused me to backtrack a little bit, because I was getting to a place where I was, you know, I was good. I wasn't really lashing out or fighting or acting crazy. And there was a lack of loyalty, and there was a lack of love that caused a lack of respect. And when I don't respect somebody, I tend to do really messed up things, or I tend to act out a little bit. And that's okay, I'm learning. And yeah, that's why I said, you know, now I'm at the point where I'm focusing on the people who love me, because it takes us back to this. If I focus on this one person or this one thing that didn't handle me properly, when I have people like Brooke, who loves me dearly, like, who would do anything for me, sorry, who will stop her whole world to make sure Six and I are okay. Why would I focus on this one thing or this one person who's not doing what I need or loving me properly? Or I have my mom, who will do anything for me. Why would I focus on this one person or this one thing that is not loving me properly? So yeah, it's definitely, sorry y'all, I had to get myself together. But yeah, so my mom, somebody who loves me dearly, who will, you know, do anything for me. Six, somebody who loves me unconditionally, you know. Why would I focus on the thing? And they bring out the best of me, you know. I'm not toxic to them. There's no family member or anybody that loves me that's going to tell you that I'm toxic or I do toxic things to them. Because when I'm loved properly, I'm good to people. I'm not a bad person at all, y'all. Like, I really don't have a bad bone in my body, which is why I end up, you know, so angry sometimes when things happen, because I don't understand it. Because it's like, I gave you good, so why give me bad? But yeah, as far as being toxic, I'm definitely working on it. I don't think I'm toxic at all, but I think we all have some toxic ways, I think. And but I'm learning what triggers and who triggers my toxic behavior. Because if I'm okay with this big group of people and I'm not toxic to them, but it's this small thing that, you know, makes me toxic, then, you know, clearly it's not a me problem, it's them. Yeah, so I don't think I'm toxic, but I guess a toxic person would say that. Like I said, I'm working on looking at what I do have and less of what I don't have, because if I pay attention to what I do have, is so much greater than what I don't, and that's how we're gonna change what y'all consider to be toxic behavior. But really, a bitch feelings just be hurt. My feelings can't be hurt, they can. So do you believe in karma? 100%. I think karma is real. I think that whatever you put out into the universe, you'll get back. So yeah, I think karma is real. I've noticed it, like if I've been not so good some days, then I don't get rewarded. But if I'm like doing good and I'm, you know, carrying myself well, then I reap the rewards. So yeah, I think karma is real. You get what you get. But you can't play karma, for sure. You have to just let it happen naturally. What makes you stay strong for your family and six? It's really just knowing that I really don't have to be strong for my family, because my mom and them are strong for me most of the time. But so I'll just say what makes me stay strong for six is, I think it's because, you know, he can't do it himself. He can't do anything himself. And he didn't ask to be here, and it wasn't his decision to be here. He had no control. He has no control and had no control over anything that goes on in his life. So I want to make it as comfortable for him as possible. And I know that I'll be the best mom I can be to him if I'm in the best headspace that I can be in. So that's how I stay strong for him. I just think about the fact that he didn't ask to be here, and he can't, you know, can't do it for himself. Can't be strong for himself. He doesn't understand. He won't understand a lot of things for a long time. And yeah, I just do it because I love him. I don't know. It's love. You can't describe it when you have a kid. You really don't understand it. You just do it because you love them. If you could stop feeling one emotion, what would it be and why? Anger. Oh my God, y'all. If I could stop being getting so angry sometimes, then I would be okay. But it's crazy because my anger doesn't even stem from just being an angry person. Only when I'm sad do I get angry. Like, for some reason my sadness turns to anger. So maybe I should not feel sadness. Maybe. Uh-oh. Everybody's back. He went to sleep?
He was knocking out on that thing. And
he fell asleep on the thing?
His just head was just.
Did y'all see his dad?
No.
Huh? Oh. I think he's in here. I just didn't know if he walked in the room or not. I think I closed that. Hi, baby six. You wanna come say hi? You fell asleep on your baby shark floaty. Say hi to everybody. You fell asleep. Say hi, baby six. I'm tired. You can see if he's in there. I don't think he's in there. So, for me, it'd probably be anger. If I could take that emotion and just throw it in the trash, I would, because it gets me into a lot of trouble that I don't want to be in. What's your philosophy in life? So, my philosophy in life would probably be this right here. Everything's going to be okay. I stand by that. I truly believe in that, because, you know, the things I've been through goes way deeper than a baby daddy or anything. And every time, everything turned out okay. So that's my philosophy, and I truly believe that no matter what happens, everything will be okay. You just have to want it to be okay. You know, I think we get so stuck, especially me, trying to marinate in sadness and grief, and you don't have to. You literally can just get up and get out the bed and say, you know what, I don't want to be sad anymore. And it works. I didn't think it works at first until I started doing it. I'm like, what the hell, I would have been doing this. Do you believe in God? Yeah, 100% believe in God. As far as religion's concerned, I'm not really religious. I think that God is whatever you want him to be. If you want him to be a Muslim God, he's a Muslim God. If you want him to be a Christian God, if you want him to be a Catholic God, God is whatever's in your heart. He's whatever you want him to be, whatever brings you the most comfort, you know? I think that he's everything, you know? He's literally whatever you want him to be. After a breakup, would you rather be alone or surrounded by friends? I think that you should be surrounded by as many people as you can be surrounded by. I think that you should be surrounded by people who love you, which I will hope y'all friends love y'all. For me, I run to Brooke. I run to my mom. I run to my family when I'm going through stuff, literally run to them. So yeah, I definitely think that, because you're gonna laugh when you're with them. You're gonna forget for a second when you're with them. I think after any traumatic experience or anything that shakes your heart up a little bit, you should definitely be around your family and friends. Sorry y'all, I wanted to relocate this so we could have some privacy and you know, really keep talking without yeah, without having to put filters on. So who's that? It's in the dryer. How do you feel mentally, physically, and emotionally? Depends on the day. Like, physically, y'all know I'm struggling 100% because I'm not used to being so skinny. So I don't look at myself like I used to. You know, I used to think I was the cutest thing in the world. I had a nice big old juicy booty, juicy thighs to go with it. So physically I'm struggling a bit because, you know, it's just not, when you're used to looking a certain way, and then to see yourself change so much is hard. Mentally, I think that I'm headed in the right direction. So that's a good thing. That leaves something to look forward to. And emotionally, I'm headed in the right direction, which is a good thing. So that's where I'm at mentally, physically, and emotionally. I'm headed in the right direction, and that's all that matters. Some days are better than others, but that's just how it goes. Nobody's happy every day, right? But you don't have to be sad every day. How do you deal with trust issues? I don't know. Somebody tell us below in the comments. How do you deal with trust issues? I think that that's just hard once the trust is broken, you know? I don't really know how to deal with trust issues. I think it's a lot of being honest with yourself. If, you know, because when the trust is broken, it's really hard to get back. And it is going to take a sense of honesty of, can I get over it? Can I not get over it? To, a lot of it's going to be your partner as well. I think the person who broke the trust has to work really, really hard to make you feel comfortable. But as far as just trust issues that you just have based off of watching other people, like just out of the blue trust issues, I think you have to understand that people are going to make mistakes for sure. Nobody's perfect, and that's why I hate to see a lot of women, like, you know, judging other women for what they go through and how much they deal with, because we've a lot of us, more of us than none of us, have all been in a situation where we've had to be more forgiving than we should. And I think that is just, I don't know, you know, trust is just understanding that mistakes are going to be made, but it's no longer a mistake when it keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect, and I don't expect anybody to be, but I do. If you expect me to learn from my mistakes and change my toxic behavior, then I think that, you know, you should equally work on yourself. So I think I really don't know how you deal with trust issues. I think your partner, whoever he or she is going to make it easy for you, or they're going to make it harder for you. And if they make it harder, then the same thing would be to leave. What's your true opinion about Taliban? Like, your honest opinion? My honest opinion about Taliban, I think Taliban has the potential to be amazing. I mean, he literally possesses some, you know, a lot of qualities that people really want to have. He has great self-control, and I think that if he applied that self-control to all areas and all aspects of his life, then he would be good. Yeah, I think Taliban has the qualities to be amazing to anybody, not just to me, to his friends, to his family. He struggles in every aspect, which is why I don't take it personal. We all, you know, have felt, have been disappointed, or, you know, felt hurt by him. But I think that with a little more compassion, he's gonna be amazing when he really hits full maturity and really learns to care about people more, you know. And I think too, when you spend so much time in jail and going through that process, you forget that there's other people, you know, that there's other people to think about, because it's just you when you're behind that wall, and it's just you in that cell, and it's just you and your thoughts. And hopefully one day he'll get back to the world, you know. I think he still loves like he's in prison. I think he still moves like he's in prison. I think he still carries himself as if he's still in prison, and you don't have to do that. I think that once he realizes he has people that really, really love him, he'll be better to them. So that's what I really think about Taliban. I think he has a lot of potential, and I can't wait to see him unlock it. Yeah, that's it. This was a pretty long Q&A, so I think we can wrap it up. But why do I feel like we didn't really get to a lot of questions? Yeah, that's really all, like, the good questions. The rest were back to being show me your vagina or weird stuff like that. This is a good one. If Six was gay, would you accept him? Absolutely. My love for my son is unconditional. I do not love my son with conditions. I would love my son if he was anything in this world except a bad person. He has to be a good person. As long as he's a good person, I will always love him. There's nothing he can do. You know, I find it weird to me that, you know, someone's sexuality can sway your love for them. That's the same person, you know? It's the same person. They're just attracted to something that we don't have to see, you know? I don't have to see my son having sex or doing anything. That's the stuff that's not my business. So why would I love him any less or any differently over something that I don't see, you know? Like, of course, you know, you'll see them do little things, but it's just not my business. I love him unconditionally. You don't love your kid with conditions. I love you, but if you're gay, that makes no sense. Still your kid. Still, yes, he would still be 6. Like, what will really be different about him, you know? So yeah, that has always been weird to me. People who say they wouldn't love their kids or wouldn't talk to their kids or even kill their kids if they was gay. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Yeah, that's really it, y'all. We got into all the questions. The rest are just like skincare routine. Yeah. Who is my best friend? Brooke and Six. Those are my 2 best friends. Nobody's my best friend like Brooke or Six, but Brooke for sure is my best friend. There's not a thing that I wouldn't tell Brooke. I just keep finding questions. What advice would you give to your younger self, or what do I wish I could have told my younger self? I wish that I could have told myself how important I was, how amazing I was, how, you know, just, I hold a lot of qualities, a lot of great qualities, more good than bad qualities, and I wish that I would know that a lot of the times and understand that, because then if I did, then I'd be so much better at life. But you know, things happen, and this is, as long as you learn eventually. But I wish that I knew sooner the potential I had, the power I possessed. But I'm getting my power back. I am learning. Yeah, that's it really, y'all. We're gonna wrap this Q&A up because I'm pretty sure it's like 30 minutes, maybe an hour. I'm sorry I had to keep stopping. People kept calling me. Yeah, hopefully we can do one of these again, because I like Q&As where we get to like talk about real stuff and not just let me see your nipple or what do you like DDG. Like, that's all the questions I get. Those are dumb. Let's ask these questions. Maybe we can do these once a week, like little healing process, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm in the process of healing. I'm, you know, going through a process, and I know there's a lot of people going through a process, so we can probably help each other and do these little weekly videos where we remind each other where we are and what to do next, because some days I don't know what to do next. Yeah,